Hey guys, welcome back. This is Lindsay with Garage Gym Reviews. Today we are talking about kind of an OG protein, the Dymatize ISO 100. Now this is a different type of protein than just a typical whey protein isolate. It has hydrolyzed protein as well within this list. This was a company that was built a long time ago, back in 1994, and they've had to kind of change their ingredient list, had to kind of keep up with the times as what we see as like a quality protein today. But I have got to say, on their ingredient list, there are a lot of things I really like about this. There are a couple call outs that I do have to the ingredient list itself, things that I would kind of stay clear from, at least on a frequent basis. You know, it is a really delicious protein. I love the Fruity Pebbles flavor, and so I might make an exception to my rule on occasion, just to get that like Fruity Pebbles hit within me. But overall, I mean, this is a easily digestible gluten-free protein with a great macro profile. If you want to hear more about it, continue to watch this video, but first make sure you are subscribed to our channel. Also, if you want to purchase this, we've placed a link below the like button. When you use that link, it doesn't cost you anything extra, but it does give us a small commission. So let's jump into more of the details about this Dymatize ISO 100 whey protein. This has been a long time favorite protein for a lot of physique bodybuilders, okay? And that's because of its macro profile. It has a high amount of protein in it, as well as a low amount of fat and carbs. To be exact, it's a little bit different depending on what flavor you get. But for example, on this Fruity Pebbles, you have 1 gram of fat, you have 2 grams of carbs, and you have 25 grams of protein, and a total calorie count of 120 calories. If you are somebody who is cutting, or maybe you are prepping for your first bodybuilding show, I definitely think this is worth checking out. Again, because of that great macro profile. Now, one thing to call out, there are some artificial flavors as well as some artificial coloring and dyes within this protein powder. That is something that I typically, for me personally, try and stay clear of, but it's not necessarily important to everybody. So example, like red dye 40 might not be a deal breaker for you where it is for some. So I would just make sure that if you are looking at this Dymatized ISO 100, you check the ingredient list if that's something you want to be aware of, because not all of their flavors include that. So some of their flavors include sucralose and stevia, while others just include stevia. Now, because it is a hydrolyzed protein, it is like really bitter. It really doesn't taste good. So whenever you find a hydrolyzed protein, it tends to be really sweet because they kind of have to mask that flavor. So I think that's why the addition of sucralose and stevia is in this protein. Now, if a sweet protein, and I am talking like sweet, is a deal breaker for you, I probably would steer you in a different direction. The Fruity Pebble flavor honestly tastes like you have a cereal bowl, you have poured yourself a hefty amount of Fruity Pebbles, you've eaten all those Fruity Pebbles, and what is left is the delicious flavoring of that milk Fruity Pebble mixture. Like honestly, it is so good, but it is overly sweet. One thing I actually tried to do with this, we have an ice cream maker at home. I put a little bit of xanthan gum in with the water, in with this protein powder, and I made honestly the most delicious protein ice cream. And so it's kind of been like a little extra treat for me. Now, hydrolyzed protein tends to be a little bit more expensive and not as common as we see with like a whey protein isolate. But if you can find a hydrolyzed protein, it is more easily digestible and it's going to get into your muscles quicker. So it's going to help your muscles recover if you're taking it post-workout. It's going to help build that muscle mass maybe a little bit quicker. There are a ton of studies done. Some of them are conflicting. A lot of people still say that whey protein isolate is the best, but there are some studies that say hydrolyzed protein is just as good as a whey protein isolate. With this Dymatize ISO 100, it actually has both. So it has your whey protein isolate as well as your hydrolyzed protein isolate. So again, you're kind of combining the best of both worlds as a quick digesting muscle building protein. In terms of its solubility, guys, this was like so soluble. And again, I think that kind of lends to the hydrolyzed protein, right? It is super digestible, really easy to mix in. I took a shaker bottle and like truth be told, I don't think I would even need that like ball within the shaker bottle to kind of like agitate it. Like it was so super smooth. It came out really creamy and really frothy. At $1 a serving, this is fairly inexpensive, especially again when we consider how expensive most hydrolyzed proteins are. If you are looking for a cheaper hydrolyzed and whey protein, I think this is one that you definitely have to try. Again, it is super sweet, but the flavoring is there. I really enjoy it. So if you don't mind a super sweet protein, I think that you should absolutely try this. While it doesn't have any additional amino acids, it still is rich in your BCAA. So your leucine, your isoleucine, your valine, and then your glutamine, all of which again are essential to that protein muscle synthesis. Dymatize 100 is algae-informed choice, which means that it's tested for impurities and then also tested to make sure that the labeling is accurate. So what is actually on your label is actually in your product. We love anything that is third-party tested to make sure that we know. So again, like what you're putting into your body, like we want to make sure that that is actually helping us and not harming us. Now, there are a ton of ways that you can buy the Dymatize ISO 100. I mean, pretty much like anywhere sells this. Again, this has been a product that's been around since 1994. The cheapest place I found is on Amazon. Now, it does kind of fluctuate. Sometimes they have sales on Amazon, sometimes they do not. As of right now, as we are shooting the video, Amazon has it for $37, and that has a tub with 20 servings in it. Now, I have seen it lower than that. So anywhere from about $1 a serving to under $2 a serving is kind of what you can expect to find. But again, just look for those sales. Check out a couple different websites. Again, we have a link below the like button. If you want to purchase this, we'll point you in the right direction. Overall, I mean, I really like the flavoring on this. If you don't mind the addition of artificial sweeteners, artificial dyes, or colorings, then I think you should try this out. It has that great macro profile, tastes delicious, is easily digestible, and again, has a combination of that whey protein isolate and then that easily fast digesting hydrolyzed protein, which is just going to help build muscle, which is what we all want here. So let us know in the comments if you have tried this Dymatize ISO protein, if you've tried the Fruity Pebbles flavor, if you've tried the Cocoa Pebbles flavor, or any other flavors available. Let us know in the comments. This has been Lindsay with Garage Gym Reviews.